You dip it on the scene, yeah, they talking about it, cause they can't dip on the scene what you talk about. All your dreams, but you can't allow it, cause baby, what you on the tightrope, on the tightrope, baby, baby, what you baby, what you baby, got to take on the tightrope. Now let me see you through the tightrope, and I'm still living on it. See, I'm not walking on it, or trying to run around it. This ain't no acrobatics. You either follow or you lead. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'll keep on blaming the machine. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Talking about it. I can't complain about it. I gotta keep my balance and just keep dancing on it. We getting funky on the scene, and you know about it. Like a star on the screen, watch me tip all on it. The living weather alone. Baby, what are you alone? Listen, dear, I realize that you've been hurt deeply because I've been there. But regardless to who, what, why, when, and where, we are precious in His sight. And a rose is still and always moving. A rose. There was a rose I knew I met once or twice before. She was a pretty sweet thing, not the least bit insecure. Then you came with a sticky thing and played with you. Unashamed of the way you lied, baby, to try. Never knew I hit her. Yeah. Still I can't forget that rose. She was so fine. Rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. It can leave you and take you, make you and break you. Darling, you hold the power. Now believe me when I tell you that I've been hurt myself.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, DJ. Welcome, everybody, to the 8th year of No Excuse for Dating Abuse. We are excited to have you in this virtual realm. We're excited to get started. So without further ado, I'm Carlotta from the National Capital Parking Planning Commission, and I'm excited to be here. Before we go, because we're talking about such a sensitive topic, I have Gabby here who's going to talk to you if you feel triggered, if you just need somebody to talk to during this event. She's going to tell you exactly what to do. And after Gabby, the next faces you will see are our MCs for the night. We have Deja Perez and we have Project MC. Gabby, take it away.
Thank you, Carlotta. Thank you all for having me here this evening. I'm so excited to be joining you all. My name is Gabby Parson. I am the Victim Services Coordinator for Community Crisis Services. We are the local domestic violence service provider in Prince George's County. And as Carlotta said, I am here all night if you are in a crisis or if you are feeling triggered by anything that you hear about here tonight. Just give this number a call. It will be here all night long. So just give me a call if you need anything. I'm here for you all night. Thank you. Passing it on to the MCs.
Hey guys, I am so honored to be here. Oh my goodness. You ready for this MC?
Yo. What's up, everyone? I go by the name of Project MC. And of course, welcome to the 2021 No Excuse for Dating Abuse event. So glad you all are here and that you all took the time to be with us tonight. It's going to be a night full of information, and also a night full of having fun. Got the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? So first off, let's go ahead and thank the DJ Clark on the ones and twos, you know what I mean? I know y'all was grooving, jamming in the beginning, feeling it, liking all that. What's up, Clark? What's up, man? How you doing? You know what I mean? And also, we want to go ahead and introduce our panelists for the evening. Gotta have panelists, right, Deja?
Of course. So Aisha, Akira, Carlos, Ashley, and Alvaro, thank you guys. You guys are going to meet them soon. And I appreciate you guys so much for taking part of our panel and our discussion.
For sure. Also, we want you guys to remember to text your questions and your comments to us. Again, to join the conversation, text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. Again, to join the conversation, text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. We want to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions. We want you all to be with us. You know what I mean?
That part. All right. So before we get started, I want to bring someone to bless us with their vocals, okay? Because Miss Ayanna Palmore is going to give us a rendition of Lift Every Voice that is about to blow your entire mind. Let's go.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the day that hope unborn had died, and yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place on which our fathers sighed. Over a way that with tears has been watered, and we have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, and out from a gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our star is cast.
Wow. Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Did y'all feel the spirit move in this place? Did you feel it, Deja? Was it just me?
Of course, it's not just you. Of course. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Ayana. And now I'd like to bring you the county executive, Angela Alsobrooks. She's got some remarks for you guys. Sit tight.
There I am. Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. Didn't mean to frighten you. Good evening and welcome everyone to the No Excuse for Dating Abuse Virtual Teen Summit. We're so happy that all of you are able to tune in with us tonight. As you know, this is our 8th year. I want to acknowledge before I begin a few super amazing people who are responsible for putting together tonight's program, starting with Director Elena Balan Butler and Jackie Rohn from our Department of Family Services. I'd like to also thank Carlotta Wade of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission and Nicole Jackson Young from our Office of Community Relations, and thank them so much for all the work that they have done. As you know, February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. And I know that we all associate February with Valentine's Day, a time when people buy gifts and they do super nice things for each other to show how much they love each other. But this year, Valentine's Day is a little different as we continue to social distance and to do everything that we must in order to stay safe from COVID-19. And what we've learned throughout this period of isolation and loss that so many have experienced during this pandemic is that we've been able to see even more than usual the true importance of close social connections and what they bring into our lives. We've been reminded not only how much we mean to each other, but how we should never miss an opportunity to tell each other how much we care for one another. And this is a perfect time, given all of that, to discuss the importance of positive, healthy relationships. Creating strong, healthy relationships begins early. As young people start forming relationships and begin dating, no relationship is perfect, but we tend to think of serious relationship issues like domestic violence as being issues that are only associated with adults. And what we know is that the national trends tell us that this is not so, that otherwise is true, that teens are involved as well in these relationships. In fact, nearly 1.5 million high school students across the nation have experienced physical dating violence. 1 in 3 young people in the United States has experienced abuse from a dating partner, a rate that exceeds other types of youth violence. And over the past year, the CDC also tells us that nearly 1 in 11 females and nearly 1 in 15 male students, high school students, reported experiencing dating violence. So these problems, as you should know, are not limited to adults, but they also cause long-lasting issues that could extend into adulthood. Young people subjected to abuse may start to believe that they deserve to be treated this way and grow up to be adults with low self-esteem. Victims of teen dating violence are also more likely to experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. Violent experiences in relationships between young people put victims at a higher risk also for substance abuse, eating disorders, and further domestic violence. And half of young people end up attempting also suicide. So teen dating violence lays the foundation for problems that will come up in future relationships, beginning another cycle of relationship abuse. And so what we know is that this is a very serious problem and that it affects not only young people here, but this affects young people across the nation and across the world. And we know it is an issue that we have to confront early. And even though we know this, it persists. And the reason that this issue is allowed to persist is because we do not discuss it often enough. In fact, only 33% of teens who were in violent relationships ever told anybody that they were in these relationships. And 81% of parents believe that dating violence is either not an issue or admit that they don't know if it's an issue. So many of the parents don't know that their kids are experiencing this. These serious issues affecting our young people create for us a really big need to make sure we create safe spaces for our young people to talk about dating violence. And so many cases of it go unreported because there is confusion either about the law or there's a desire to keep what some may feel is a shameful situation secret. These are barriers that we can overcome with honest conversations and also sharing resources. That's why it's so important that this month and every month we observe teen dating violence awareness and prevention. And that's why I'm so proud to see that Prince George's County is taking on this issue, that we've done something about it, and that we're here tonight as a part of this summit. Valentine's Day is coming up on Sunday, and I want you to remember that no matter what gifts you receive, and we hope you receive them and that people do wonderful things for you, I want you to remember that you are priceless. You are absolutely priceless. There is no substitute for you. And as you see others who are receiving flowers and receiving candy and other expressions of affection, I want you to never forget your own self-worth. Please remember this, and remember that people who say they love you won't make you feel threatened. People who love you don't make you feel unimportant, and it is never your fault if they make you feel this way. So be intentional about surrounding yourself with people who make you feel loved and respected, and don't be afraid to talk to your parents and your friends about what a positive relationship feels like, and to also talk to them when you're feeling otherwise. Nobody deserves to be subjected to violence by those close to them, and there is no excuse for dating violence. And so I hope you enjoy this evening's program and the entertainment that is planned. And I hope that everyone learns from the information that is provided tonight. And again, to all of our sponsors tonight, I want to thank WKYS as well, the Office of Community Relations, and everyone involved in tonight's event, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, and most especially to all the young people who are tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to protect yourselves, to engage in this discussion. You're so important to us. And I thank you so much also for allowing me a few moments tonight. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Angela also Brooks. Listen, first of all, I feel like she just dropped a word for the night already. Okay,
Period.
Church there. Okay, thank you so much again, everyone. That was the county executive, Miss Angela also Brooks. And now I'm gonna be honest, since we've already about to have a night full of so many different artists and talent all over the place, well, I feel like I might as well go ahead and start something off for the night. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what you do, right?
I mean, hey, 2019 Youth Poet Laureate, I might as well drop some fire for him, get some bombs on him, you know what I mean? So, the title of this piece that I want to present to you all tonight is called Feel For You, and it goes like this. We all got a story to tell. There are stories attached to our legacy. Check the mail. See, God came to deliver. And what you expected, God corrected, and he gave you bigger. See, you are more than a bottle of liquor, more than a pack of cigar, more than a medical condition that's been making you sicker, and more than a hashtag every time they pull the trigger. You are more than a son neglected, more than a daughter beaten, raped while unprotected. You are more than Smith & Wessons, and more than Julie corrections, more than Terry Sessions, more than wondering why he died and God ain't take you second, or why she lied and said you got her pregnant, more than friends revealing all of your deepest confessions. You are more than AIDS testing, more than labels putting you off in certain sections. You are more than lost investments and a loss of words for when your life don't feel like blessings, but all you are is blessings. So you live to tell the tale. Now go deliver the message. You are more than all of your messes and all the times you cry for suicide, but second guessed it. See, I prayed for you. Still here because I stayed for you. Life on the line, I would lay it for you, take the pain for you, side by side, ride or die. I'm gang for you, pray for you. Still here because I stayed for you. And life on the line, I would lay it for you, take the pain for you, because this right here is all for you. For you. Thank you all. So I just want to spill a little something. That's all. Just want to spill a little something.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. All right. Now that's how you start the show. Thank you so much, Project MC. So I am super, super excited to be here. This is, I think, at least my third year. And this particular project is so special to me. I think it's super important that we, talk about teens dating abuse and violence and things like that. And I want to say something because normally when we do this live, this is weird, right? Because we're not all together in the same place. But normally when we do this live, I remind parents, like, this ain't about you. Like, this is always about the kids. And I think it's really dope that we're doing it virtual because now I ain't got to worry about your parents. I just want to tell y'all, this is a very safe space. And I want you to be open and honest. And I think that the most important way that we can help each other is to share our experiences and be truthful. And you're not the only one that's gone through something. You're not the only one that has going through something or seen someone go through stuff. So just be open, just be honest. We're not going to call you out if, it's nobody's name. It don't matter. Like, if you want to be anonymous, you can be anonymous. I promise I will never violate your confidence, but I just want you to share, get some information. If it helps you, if it helps your bestie, whatever, that's what we're here for. Okay. So I want to get things started. We have an amazing night for you guys tonight. We are going to talk to our panelists. Remember, there's Aisha, Akira, Carlos, Ashley, and Alvaro. And we're going to talk about the 9 signs that you are in a toxic relationship. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us tonight.
Absolutely. So I want to show a quick little video to kind of give you guys a breakdown of the first couple topics, and then we'll dive in and we'll start talking about them. Okay?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I am the poet ambassador for Brandywine. And these are the 9 signs you are in a toxic relationship. Number 1, they always bring up your past and judge you for it. Number 2, they're controlling and they never let you be yourself. Number 3, they're selfish and everything is all about them. So now let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which you mentioned, which is they always bring up your past. Ashley, can you tell me kind of what you can do in a situation like that when your significant other keeps bringing up your past?
I think there has to come a point where you tell them they have to stop. Your past is your past for a reason. And I always tell people, listen, your front view mirror in your car is bigger than your back view mirror for a reason. Leave it there. Leave it alone, especially if you don't feel comfortable talking about it. If your relationship should be like tonight, it should be a safe space. You shouldn't go into there feeling judged or like I always have to talk about something that happened in the past. We're in the future. We're in the current. Like, let's leave it there.
Let's live there. You're right. So real quick, because I want to remind you guys, if you are at home and you're watching, you can text your comments to Teen Summit 685 to 22333 so that I can see your comments. We can talk about it. We can kind of engage you guys a little bit more. I see Brandywine is representing. I'm so here for that. All right. So Carlos, how can you explain, like, what would you do if somebody keeps bringing up your past?
I think part of getting in a new relationship is meeting someone and getting to know them for who they really are. So I feel like your past may be something that that you've evolved from in the past. So it should be a mutual understanding that let's be new, let's grow together, and let's make a new relationship and forget about the past.
And I am so here for these comments because my babies are in this comments talking about I will fight back, and I am here for all of that, to be clear. All right. So I want to talk about the second one, which is they're awfully controlling. I'm sorry, Alvaro, can you tell me what you should do or what someone can do when their partner is extremely controlling?
Yeah, so I think definitely letting them know how you're feeling. I think that in a relationship, you should really be telling the other person how you're feeling. And if they're not accepting how you're feeling or taking it as something that is valid, then that is when you're talking to your friend or someone that you trust and letting them know that the situation you're in, and maybe even avoiding situation by just leaving the relationship altogether, because not letting you be you. And I think that at the end of the day, self-love is more important than loving someone else.
No, that's right.
Right. Yeah. All right. Is it Akira? Nope. Aisha? How about you? What would you do if someone was controlling?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Alvaro said. It's all about self-love and your self-worth. Without that, there can be no relationship. You have to know when to set a boundary. And when you notice that somebody is very controlling, it's time to have a talk about it. And if that talk does nothing, then it's just time to take a step back and really reflect on the situation. And if it's not something you want to deal with, then you gotta go.
Perfect. So someone in the comments said he's controlling, but he loves me. What advice could you give to someone that feels that way and says that?
I feel like love should never feel that you are being controlled. Love is free. Love is fluid, and it shouldn't have you feel any type of lockdown. Whether that's you can't go somewhere, or you can't see someone, or you can't talk to someone, or you can't like someone's picture, or you can't. Whatever the case is, love is just free and fluid, and that's the way that it should be expressed.
So another comment is a partner being controlling definitely reduces self-love for the other person.
Oh yeah, it starts with your self-esteem.
That was super powerful. Also, what do you do when they provide for you when your own family doesn't provide? I can deal with it as long as he loves me.
Ooh, I see that all the time.
All right, speak on it, Ashley.
So a part of toxic relationships and domestic violence is that financial control. Because if I do everything for you and I buy everything and nobody helps but me, you're not going anywhere. So that's why we have resources. Like my office at the state's attorney's office for Prince George's County, we have a victim witness coordinator that can get you these resources and we can get you that help. Don't think because he buys you everything and he does these things that other people around you can't do for you is love. It's not. He's making it seem that way.
And I'm probably wrong for saying this, but I'm always keeping 100 with you guys. Sometimes when you're in those situations where like he's providing for you, sometimes you have to be strategic about how you move, but it's really important that you contact the resources that are available so that they can help you strategize and make the best move. So we have one more sign and then we have to keep things moving because I can talk to y'all all night, I promise. Okay, wait, two things. So there is a new comment. That's not the third one, but the new comment says, what if he wants to have sex all the time and I don't want to, but I do it anyway? My friend says it's rape. I'm going to put that open to all of you guys.
No means no. Like no means no, but I will tell you I get cases like that and it can get sticky. It can go either way. If you said no and he proceeds to do it, then yeah, we can get into the rape area.
And I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Deja.
I want to remind you guys that if you are triggered by anything that we're saying or we're talking about and you need help right now, Gabby is available at 240-898-1652. So we have one more. Okay, so the comment said no one will believe me. They will believe you. And I just want to be very clear about that. They will believe you, okay? And I don't want you to stay in a situation because you feel like no one will believe you. There are people like us and we will believe you. But we need to get to the third comment. I'm sorry, guys. What do you do when someone is selfish? Let's get to Akira. We haven't heard from you yet. Akira, how you doing? Okay, we're not. Alvaro, why don't you chop in?
I think definitely if they're being selfish, a relationship goes both ways. It's not just one way. And if that person wants everything to be about them, go where they want, eat what they want, I don't think that relationship is healthy at all. Honestly, you need to voice your opinion, what you want, and let them know that it's not just them in the relationship, that you're there. And if they don't want you there, then okay.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much. Project MC.
Wow, we already are starting off very, very heavy, and I know the conversation is only going to get deeper as we go into the night. But coming up next, we are going to hear some remarks from the Prince George's County State's Attorney, Miss Aisha Braveboy.
Hello, everyone. I'm State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy, and I want to welcome you to the 2021 No Excuse for Dating Abuse Teen Summit. This is such an important event. You'll learn how to protect yourselves and others. You'll also learn about all of the resources available in our communities for victims, survivors, as well as abusers. We all need to be a part of the solution, and tonight you're committing yourselves to that. So thank you so much for being here. Have a great event, and we'll see you again next year.
Thank you so much, Miss Aisha Braveboy. We appreciate your time, your energy, your effort to be here tonight. Next, we are going to have someone very near and dear to me because I held this position not too long ago. She is the 2021 Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County, Maryland. Her name is Saini Cisse, and she will be reciting a poem entitled Alternate Realities for Abusers.
So actually, she won't be. So sorry.
Oh man.
I know. I'm sorry. Change your plans. We's in this virtual world. But I have a couple more comments and then we'll keep things moving. Somebody wanted to know if we can go over the red flags, the initial signs that we sometimes overlook in relationships, and we absolutely will. It's a little bit later in the evening, but I didn't want you to think that I overlooked you. Somebody else has a comment that says, I see my mother fight her boyfriends and my aunts all the time. Is it abuse if you fight back? I don't know. I hit first before he hits me to let him know I don't play. There's a lot to unpack there. We're going to go ahead and start with Ashley.
Okay, so I'll start with the end of her question and go up. It's abuse. You don't put your hands on people, period. In the state of Maryland, I don't know if people know, second degree assault, a maximum of 10 years in jail.
Wow.
And you can argue, well, I hit him first before he hit me. It's assault. You cannot put your hands on each other. It's abuse. Verbal abuse. You can't do it. It's not right.
All right. Did you have more?
I just feel like there was so much in that one.
There is so much. Yes.
I think I'm gonna need assistance for this.
Okay. Aisha, how about you hop in? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's definitely abuse. Like, just the thought of you having to put your hand on your partner first just so that they won't put their hands on you first. It's definitely a red flag. And I'm not sure if you want to put yourself in that situation because that's another sign of being in a toxic relationship. So that's,
And I did want to mention that I get that so a lot of, I don't know if we talk about this, but a lot of behavior, like, is this, right? It's learned. It's, I saw my mom get this, or I saw my dad do this. And that's kind of where a lot of it starts. So I appreciate the fact that you recognize it for what it is. And there are resources available. It isn't necessarily something you have to do by any means. But you're now seeing it, and it's like you step back and you see it with new eyes. And when you see it with new eyes, you can approach situations differently. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I think our poet is actually back. So bear with us because there's a little bit of, I feel like I'm double dutching, like jump in. Our poet is available. So Project MC, why don't you go ahead and introduce her once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, we have here the 2021 Prince George's County Youth Poet Laureate, Miss Saini Cisse, and she will be performing her wonderful, wonderful piece, Alternate Realities for Abusers. Let's go, Saini.
Great. Thank you for having me on. Okay, I'm gonna just get into it. Alternate realities for abusers. 1. In which all the words you spoke become the slimiest cough syrup you ever swallowed. Thick and viscous, floods your mouth like a bad faucet, putting a pressure deep in your throat that you will never have soothing for. This is your medicine. 2. Your skin full of paper cuts that you can never find faster than the sting does. The lines so fine nobody can see them but you. And when you try to talk about it, they'll say you are making it up. Can't prove it. When you produce ruby red from your palms, they'll say it ain't sparkle enough to be currency. 3. Just back to the streets. I'll even let you be on the same corner you're familiar with, but this time, there's no signs that lead home. No one remembers your face, and the wandering finds itself deep in your stomach, and you are a host to your confusion. 4. Where all the bruises you made in this world appear on your body like birthmarks, create phantom aches in increments, all the nightmares find home in your head, you, a host just answering for everything you started. 5. The karma comes twice as fast, enough to witness, tastes like juicy fruit, and actually fills the stomach in this world. There is no way for you to make up for it. The revenge is sweet, and when your karma comes, it can put a body back together. 7. A world in which you carry your red flag with you at all times. It drags out of your pockets a crimson ribbon. Slithers when you walk, it introduces itself first everywhere you show up, and you smell like old rotten fish and eggs fermented together. I'm saying, I want you to be your own repellent, potent enough for no one to want to be in your reach, where you'll never have the chance to find another victim. Couldn't make them fall into your grip if you sang them their favorite song. Can't stretch a lie long enough to say you've changed, a smile wide enough to look like a nice guy. I'm saying, I want you somewhere. You can't hurt anyone ever again. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen. Then I be trying to tell people that it's going to be a great night. People don't want to believe me. Saini, thank you so much. And again, congratulations on your newfound position as 2021 Youth Poet Laureate for PG County. Thank you, Saini.
Thank you.
Deja, did you like it? Because I was amped. I love it.
Maze balls. You know what? And I hate to interrupt you because you're always amazing, but I just wanted to reiterate. I know someone in the chat had asked for the number, the helpline number. So I just wanted to squeeze in real quick and give it to them. 240-898-1652. Again, it's 240-898-1652. If you're feeling triggered, if you're in need right now, please call that number. We've got resources for you. I'm sorry. It's all you.
No. Listen, that is absolutely needed. We are here to not only give information, but to help everyone who needs it throughout the night. So,
I'm sorry. And they asked if they had to give their name. You don't. You can be anonymous. I'm sure Gabby will walk you through whatever it is you need. You do not need to give your identity if you don't want to.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hear some remarks from Judge Peter Killough.
Hi, I'm Judge Peter Killough, Circuit Court Judge for Prince George's County and the county's Juvenile Coordinating Judge. It is a pleasure to talk to you on such an important topic in our society, and sadly, regarding a crime that occurs far too often, domestic violence. As teenagers, life is tough enough. Having to deal with abusive people can have lifelong traumatic effects. So what advice do I have as a judge to help you avoid, and if that's not possible, to navigate through the physical and mental anguish of teen domestic violence? First, prevention. You should know your worth. In court, I often talk about the golden rule. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. If you're not being treated that way, then you need to walk away. Believe people when they tell you who they are. Look for the warning signs: jealousy, controlling behavior, unwanted physical contact, being made to feel isolated. It's hard to leave. It's scary to leave. But by leaving, you are not only helping yourself, you are helping the abuser understand that his or her conduct was not okay. Next is to report. Speak up. Tell people, tell anyone that you're being stalked or abused or threatened. Tell it to a family member or to friends. Tell it to the school. Don't accept abusive conduct. And finally, live. Live your best life. Domestic violence is the fault of the abuser. It is not the fault of the person who is being abused. Forums like this help. Ultimately, you need to take back your power, the power that the abuser is trying to take away from you. Teen domestic violence can happen to anyone. Doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how rich or how popular or how athletic you are. Recent studies show that 1 in 11 females and 1 in 15 men report some version or form of physical dating violence. If you need more information about teen domestic violence or need help, please contact the Family Justice Center here in Upper Marlboro. If you learned anything from the day's presentation, please know this: prevent, speak up, and live. Thank you very much.
At this point, it's becoming a habit.
So we've already been through the first 1 through 3 signs of dating abuse, and I'd like to keep things moving so we can get into signs 3 through 6. And you guys can keep your comments and questions going. Just text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. All right, let's take a look at the next 3 signs.
Hey guys, my name is Dayon and I'm a Hbcu Poet Ambassador. I'm going to describe for you the next 3 signs that indicate you are in a toxic relationship. First, they don't care about your feelings. Meaning they could do something to you and you tell them how you feel, your hurt, the struggles, and they go, it's not that deep. You tripping. Second, they want you to make them a priority in your life. So basically, they want to be the main character in your life. They want to and can be an autocratic, coerced, or cajoling dictator. Big words, yes. Here's the definition. Autocratic, ruling with absolute authority, extremely bossy. Coerce, to force, threat someone to do or not to do something. Cajoling, to persuade someone to do something. Flattery. Here's the third one. It is difficult to communicate with them. Going back to my first example, you try to communicate what's bothering you and they go tripping. You been or act that you don't even know what you're talking about. As well as they also make a contentious issue, aka a heated argument, turning into not texting back or blocking. These are the 3 signs that indicate you are in a toxic relationship. What do y'all think? Let's talk about it.
And that is exactly what we are about to do. Okay, so I have lots going on over here. I need you guys to bear with me because there's so much happening in the chat. I promise I will get to all of your comments. But first, they don't care about your feelings. Carlos, what do you do when someone doesn't care about your feelings?
I think the most important part is letting your feelings be known. And I think it's speaking up because if they don't know, there's no way of them guessing. So let it be known how you feel. If nothing changes after that, then that's when I feel that you should want to take action or want to seek help or whatever the case is. But definitely let it be known. Without you speaking up, there's no way that someone's going to know how you feel.
And you know, the other thing that's interesting is sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too, I'm not going to lie, sometimes we care so much about the other person that we want to make sure that their feelings are cared for. But if you are not getting the same, it's like a two-way street, right? So if they don't care about your feelings at all, it's unbalanced, and that's concerning, right? So let's get into the second one because I've got lots of comments for you guys. What do you do? The person wants them to make them a priority, wants them to be a priority in your life, but you're not a priority in their life, I think is the best way to say it. Isha, let's go to you. Aisha, sorry.
It's fine. Okay, so for one, that's just a sign of a one-sided relationship. Like, if you want me to make you a priority in my own life, but I'm not set first in yours, then I don't want to be a part of it, because that just goes ahead and shows me that you're not considering my feelings also. And it just goes to show me that I'm in a toxic relationship and I'm not important to you.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's good information. Alvaro, I'm going to hit you with this one, which is our 6th one. It's difficult to communicate with them. What do you do when it's difficult to communicate with your partner, which is important?
Yeah, definitely. So I think sitting down with them and like giving them tips or even points on different things that are going on in your mind, ways that your relationship could work better. And I think if they're not willing to sit down with you and hear your concerns, that person doesn't care for you. They don't care about making you feel comfortable within that relationship. And so I think that if they're not willing to sit down and talk with you, then that person isn't right for you.
Carlos?
Sorry, just repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, no worries. What do you do when it's difficult to communicate with your significant other?
I feel like we've all heard communication is key, probably in every other presentation that you've ever seen. So definitely, again, communicating, and I just feel that it's just best. It's best if you just communicate, open up. Again, there's nothing wrong with letting someone know exactly how you feel. Without being able to do that, then again, they're not going to know exactly what it is that you feel.
Okay, so yeah, shout out to Isha and Alvaro speaking the truth. Okay, so couple questions. Bear with me. I am writing notes all over the place. Like I've got Post-it notes everywhere. Y'all don't have to deal. Okay, lots going on my end.
Working,
So,
busy working.
Right. When in the comment section, someone said, when it comes down to women doing the abuse, it's taken less seriously, which should never be the case. Both genders should take fault if they allow. Ashley.
I have to agree with her. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, you can't do it. But a lot of people don't take it as serious because if you're a small woman and you hit a big man, they're like, oh, well, she's so little, you know, or we get a lot, especially where I work, where a woman will abuse the man or assault the man and they won't come to court because they think I'm less of a man if I come to court for something. Like I can handle that. But it's not a manly thing. You just shouldn't hit anybody. It always goes back to keep your hands to yourself.
Right. Well, it's funny because, you know, when you're little and you're growing up, you always hear you don't hit a girl. Like, yes, that's what you're always taught. You don't put your hands on a girl, which is true, but we should reframe that and say you don't put your hands on anybody.
Yeah, it's a current assignment as soon as people come out to their gender roles. Every parent does it, but you have to stop. Like you have to.
Agreed. So this other one is really important. So she said, I'm lesbian and I often don't hear enough about relationships like mine. And to be clear, dating abuse, teen dating abuse, violence, it is same sex, it is boy, girl, it is whatever pronoun you want to use or whatever, it doesn't matter. It all happens in every situation. So I'm lesbian and I often don't hear enough about relationships like mine. I love her very much, but she constantly belittles me and physically abuses me. Aisha.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like that is a dead giveaway of a toxic relationship. And now that you're finally realizing those signs and you're finally acknowledging that is happening within your relationship, that should be like a conversation, like a level of communication that should be had. And now since it's physical abuse, I feel like, you know, you should try to find a way to get out of it, because like you have to think about yourself in this situation and you have to put yourself first. I know like it's hard to do that when you really love someone, but it's your health and your protection that matters most.
And you bring up a good point, right? So I know sometimes we get so caught up in loving someone and we tend to forget to love ourselves in the process. And there are certain things that we should not allow to be done to ourselves, right? And again, guilty too. I'm not perfect by any means. I think that like in general, we tend to accept crappier behavior to ourselves than we would do to other people. So it's just kind of being mindful of that. Again, I wanted to remind you guys of the number. I know we're getting into some sensitive topics. Gabby is available with the helpline right now at 240-898-1652. I've got another comment. My girlfriend used to hit me and I slapped the ish out of her. I told her to stop. I'm gonna go ahead and anybody can hop on that one.
I don't even know what to say to that. You know, I feel like we just keep reiterating, you know, keep your hands to yourself. But say we were to bring that into the courtroom and she were to file charges against him, and he could say it was self-defense, and more than likely a judge would give it to him, because in Maryland, you can use as much force. It's reasonable force. So if somebody slaps you, you slap them back, and then you're done with it. You can't hit them with a car if they slap you. Then we have a whole nother area. But you guys, I just don't know how many times to say, keep your hands to yourself. And if you walk away from it, at that point, leave. There's no going back and forth. Dead it and walk away.
And you know what I think also happens, and somebody, I feel like it was Angela also Brooks also mentioned this earlier, but when it happens to us, we tend to like internalize it and make it our fault, right? But a lot of this has to do with power. And when someone is being abusive to you, it's a power thing, right? And so if you tell people, you're taking away some of that power, right? Because now they're not in the position to just freely do it because they thought they had control over you to keep you quiet. And that's not how this is happening.
Right.
And
I agree.
I'm sorry, Jay was in the comments and said words can hurt more than hitting. And absolutely. I don't mean to downplay physical abuse because it's real. I too am a victim of emotional abuse, physical, like I've been there, done that. It's not cute. But words are very damaging. They're very hurtful. And again, please reach out to the helpline if you're being triggered by any of these things. Lots going on. Sorry. My boyfriend tried to harm himself so that I wouldn't leave. He never puts his hands on me, but he would threaten to harm himself if I left. Hard. Alvaro.
Yeah, I don't even know how to begin to answer that question. I think that, and I've seen it in different situations where either partner uses the other person as like a crutch. And I think that communication just has to come into play. I think even contacting our suicide hotlines and outside resources. At that point, if they're not listening to you, if they're not willing to accept that you don't want to be in that relationship anymore, I think that's when other resources start to come into play for that relationship.
Okay, I got another one. Carlos, I'm sorry, did you have something?
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that that's a major sign of manipulation at that point, and communication is dead. There is no more communication. Like, that is manipulation, and you have to leave like immediately.
I just want to give you like yes to everything you just said. Yes. All right. Carlos, in my culture, Hispanic, it is common for men to hit women. My boyfriend hits me when I don't listen, but it's normal in my world.
I think it's important worth mentioning again, love should not hurt. Love will not hurt you physically, emotionally, in any way. So regardless of whatever may be seen as a culture situation, it's important to note that love will never hurt you and it shouldn't hurt. Regardless of whatever their background is or what their culture is, love doesn't hurt, period, point blank.
Agreed. Another one, I feel as if people stay or go back to partners that have abused them because in their mind, they believe they have the potential to change. But this is a lie, I think is what she meant to say.
Oh, yeah. I love with women, it's always like, but he has so much potential. Stop dating on potential.
Oh, the potential. Oh,
yeah, stop dating on potential. If it's unhealthy, it feels unhealthy, it feels wrong, leave. Like this, if you have to ask these questions, it's wrong, you know. No more potential. If he ain't got it, she ain't got it, then just hit the door. Mm-hmm. There are people out there. I promise you guys, there are nice men and women out there for you. Everybody's not like this.
That part. Yes. Okay. So I can literally go on with you guys all night, but I know we have to keep this program moving. Project MC, go ahead and take it away.
First off, I got on all black, and so it's definitely starting to get hot over here. I don't know about y'all. Wearing all black might have been the best thing. It's starting to get hot. Jeez. So we're going to go ahead and move on with it because this is starting to get hot. Coming up next, we are going to have Jordan, a.k.a. JoJo Nicole, perform a song and poem, and it'll be followed by remarks from Chairman of Prince George's County Planning Board and the MNC PPC, Betty Hewlett. Let's go, JoJo.
Hey everyone, I'm Jordan. Today I will be singing a song called She Used to Be Mine from the musical The Waitress, and I will be reciting a poem called Love Corruption. It's not simple to say the most days I don't recognize me with these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons. I've taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention sweet center. I still remember that girl. She isn't perfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't expel. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She's gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person, makes you believe it's all true. But now I've got you. You're not what I've asked for. If I'm honest, I know I will give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite anything or two. For the girl that I knew would be reckless just enough, would get hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by men who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the light that's inside her, growing stronger each day, till it finally reminds her to fight just a little, to bring back the fire in her eyes that's been gone what used to be mine. It used to be mine. She's messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone. Thank you for listening to that song. And now I will recite my poem called Love Corruption. Love is like diligent intuition, the comprehension of the understanding, the passion of clarification and communication. See, it's the imagery of irresistible imagination and fantasy, like perfume, a simple spray, and now you're in love with me. With clarity, it isn't that hard to see. To be with me is that warm blanket you sleep with. It's a gift almost as subtle drift of wind. It's a corresponding of the two equations. It's equivalent to the message I'm speaking. Soft to the touch hypnosis. Under spell, I cradle you. Remember me when your beautiful eyes close and you drift sleep, sweet dreams, a kiss of bliss. I'm reciting to you your lullaby. They say you are too young to find love, that the person isn't as important as you are. But what about the importance of him? Like how he is unconditionally different with a non-normal spirit, or the fact that the person you love is made up of 72.8% of water, so in fact as important as you are. I'm not trying to bore you with the facts, just stating my expression of reality of the factual evidence that we will all fall in love. And it doesn't matter how old we are, heartbroken and shattered maybe, or healing. It's a dream we don't want to wake too quick from. Melody hummingbirds sing softly during a sunset, a soul story. You ask yourself, was I good enough? Questioning the circumstance, contemplating my very existence. It's evident I don't understand this. I'm adequate, content I must reveal. But it only remains for such short time. Felt misery within me, got down on my knees and asked God for why didn't he end me? For then it seems in me a butterfly's wings gleamed the thickness of insecurity. For then I believed it was destiny. For the goals that has set will and can be reached. She rather struggled than asked for help. She's tired of empty promises and getting it thrown in her face, deserving effort and loyalty without asking. With very little on my mind, as I wind down, I remember the days. I cried, alone. It was the days starving myself was the norm, the regularity of crying myself, dreaming of a better me, the me without insecurity, the me who reminded herself beauty was within. It was me I needed to fall for. It was me that needed to matter. It was loving me that needed to matter. Understanding my journey, it's love corruption. Thank you.
Girl, don't have to be regret. You be singing and being a poet at the same time.
That's we here with it. We here with it. Deja, I keep telling people, yo, it's gonna be a night full of art, entertainment, and so much. Nobody want to believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we here with it. It's an amazing night. Again, thank you again, JoJo Nicole. We here with it. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it rolling, keep it rocking. Again, coming next, we have remarks by the chairman of Prince George's Planning and MNC PPC, Betty Hewlett.
Greetings, everyone. I am Elizabeth Hewlett, Chair of the Prince George's County Planning Board and the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. On behalf of the Commission, welcome to our virtual No Excuse for Dating Abuse, brought to you by the Department of Parks and Recreation's Central Area Youth and Teens Division and the Prince George's County Department of Family Services, in partnership with the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office and the Prince George's County Office of the County Executive. Normally, this event would be in person, with wonderful introductions and remarks by key leadership in our county. However, out of an abundance of caution, we are hosting this event virtually. Different platform, same message. Our 6-time national gold medal winning organization offers many teen programs and resources like today's event to help teens build character, confidence, stronger self-esteem, learn countless skills, and build an even greater foundation for their future. Our No Excuse for Dating Abuse program is just one of many programs and resources that we offer to serving and developing the youth of our community. Next to the Board of Education, we serve more young people than any other organization and are proud to do so. We are committed to serving the youth of our community, mind, body, and soul. February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. It is a national effort to raise awareness of dating abuse, to promote programs, provide support and strategies to prevent dating abuse among teens, and to encourage communities to engage and set goals to reduce rampant dating abuse among young people. According to the Center for Disease Control, nearly 1 in 11 female and 1 in 15 male high school students report having experienced physical dating violence in the last year. And 1.5 million high school teens admit to being hit or physically harmed by someone that they are involved with last year. 26% of women and 15% of men experienced intimate partner violence for the very first time before the age of 18. Here's what I know. Each of you is an awesome, unique individual. Don't worry about what anyone else has or what they look like. You are an original, a masterpiece. Own it. and you were not brought into this world to be subjected to any kind of abuse. Not physical violence, not emotional, controlling, shaming, embarrassing, belittling, bullying, or social media or cyber abuse. And by the way, when it starts with non-physical abuse, it typically escalates over time. You do not deserve any of it. It is not why you are here. You were meant to shine, and we want to do our part to make sure that nothing and no one dims your light. We want to make sure that you are prepared and equipped with the necessary skills, resources, and tools to combat negative social environments. Special note to parents, please engage your teens because 81% of parents believe teen dating violence is a non-issue or admit that they don't know that it is. Yet, only 32% of teens confide abusive relationships to their parents. 3 in 4 parents, that's 75%, say that they have had a dating violence conversation with their teens, but 74% of sons, 66% of daughters say that they have not had such a conversation with the parent in the last year. Today's program, No Excuse for Dating Abuse, strives to eliminate these statistics. It features a panel discussion on dating abuse warning signs and how parents, friends, communities, and you, our young people, can support one another. Events like this do not happen magically. They require commitment, dedication, and leadership. A hearty shout out and thank you to the Department of Parks and Recreation staff for their phenomenal work. From our Central Area Youth and Teens Division, Brandon Medea, Area Specialist, Carlotta Wade, Recreational Specialist, Kenya Rhodes, Recreational Specialist, Andre Henderson, Teen Coordinator, and Elizabeth Malone, Arts Specialist from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Division. And we also want to take a moment to thank our partners in this effort. The Prince George's County Department of Family Services, the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office, Prince George's County Executive's Office of Community Relations. And to all the young people joining us today, thank you for being that light in our community. Don't forget to share what you learned here today. It could be the one thing to save someone from a truly negative experience or worse. Moms, dads, caregivers, thank you for joining the discussion today. We know it takes a village to ensure that our young people are prepared and ready for life's challenges. We are in the midst of unprecedented times, and I encourage each of you to mask up, to stay safe, to stay healthy, and remain ever hopeful. We can and we will get through all of this together. Thank you.
Very, very, very big thanks to Chairman Hewlett. We appreciate your kind words, your energy, and your contribution to the show today. Now, let's get back to some more art. So, there was an art contest, right? There's always an art contest, a visual arts contest every single year. And right now, we're going to have Kenya Rhodes share with us who is the winner. And right after that, we'll have Miss Renetta from Prince George's County Parks and Recreation come up to tell us what's the next teen event that's coming for you all.
All right. Thank you, Project MC. My name is Kenya Rhodes, everybody. Let's take a look at this year's submissions. First of all, the art exhibition was entitled Pieces. And it was really a way for the community to come together and depict what it looks like when everyone stands together to put the pieces back together after someone experiences some type of abuse. So we had teens from all over the county between ages 13 to 18. And the judges were extremely impressed with the submissions that we got. So let's take a look at some of the pieces. All right, these are fabulous. They're gorgeous, as a matter of fact. I love it. The adjudicators actually judged in 5 separate categories: composition, which was how the piece worked overall, the command of the medium, artistic technique, creativity, and presentation. and it was just based on those 5 categories. So with that said, our winner for this year was Miss Liliana Mcgee from Hbcu, Maryland, for her work entitled Bruised. You can see it on the screen. It's fabulous. It's amazing. The adjudicators had some really great comments to say about Liliana's piece. They said a powerful, in-your-face composition and message. And I think that you all can see that on the screen. That's powerful. It's in your face. I get it. Just from the emotion that this piece just evokes is something else. It's fabulous. So congratulations, Liliana. We will give you a call to schedule picking up your brand new professional art kit. And I want to just thank our adjudicators, Mr. Stuart Diekmeyer, Kayla Fryer, and Kiva Jenkins, all from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Division, Special Programs, and Arts on a Roll. Thank you so much. And back to you.
Thank you, Miss Rose. First off, again, another congratulations to Liliana. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad jealous that she just got that art kit. I kind of want to steal it, but it's okay. I'm not gonna do that.
I kind of want the painting.
Oh yeah, that. Oh no, definitely that. But like, I want to like get like her. I want to take the art kit and make something like that. Jealous. But again, we have Miss Robinson here to give us the latest on the next teen events coming for you all.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Raynetta, and I'm here to tell you all about the exciting programs we have coming up at the MNC PPC, Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County. So March 6th, we have the Ultimate HBCU Experience. This virtual event is for ages 10 to 18, and it's going to be allowing participants to take a deep dive into the rich and vibrant culture of the historically Black colleges and universities all around our nation. It's going to cover a bunch of various aspects of the HBCU experience, from admissions to student life and beyond. And then moving throughout March, we'll have on the 20th and 21st, the Arts Spark Teen Summit for teens ages 13 to 18. And this program will include a series of professional level workshops for visual and performing artists and a celebration of teen voices in the arts. So some of those workshops include a hip hop dance masterclass, a masterclass in video creation, a virtual Broadway meet and greet, and much more. So for more information on these and other upcoming programs, we ask that you please visit our website at www.pgparks.com. Check out our online Black History Month brochure for events and programs for the whole family. And continue enjoying the show tonight. We hope to see you at our upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that artwork, my gosh, so much talent in Prince George's County. I am so here for all of it. Let's just be clear. Okay, so I know you guys have been anxious to get back into it. We've already gotten through the first 6 signs. I've got some more comments that I want to get to in the chat is the word, geez. But I wanted to remind you guys, you can text your comments if you have a question or anything like that. You can text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. Keep them coming because I'm here to get your comments heard, discussed, all of that. All right, so let's go into sign number 6, that you're in a toxic relationship. We're going to put it up at the bottom. Maybe. All right, so they never apologize for their mistake. Of course, the next one is they make you feel guilty when they are in the wrong. Who child? And the next one is you never seem to get anything right when it comes to them. Ooh, preaching to the choir. Okay, so much to unpack here. They never apologize for their mistakes. Aisha.
Okay, so if they never apologize for their mistakes, I feel like the relationship isn't moving. It's just like at a standstill. Like if you can't apologize for a mistake that you've made in the past, then you can't move forward. So you should definitely work on that communication and try to move forward. And if you can't, then you should just end the relationship there.
Carlos?
I think, Aisha, I'm over here shaking my head like yes, because I completely agree with you. I think if you're unable to move forward, then you're stagnant. And a relationship is about growing. And you should be able to grow and get better and just be better together. So if we're standing still, no one's winning.
Absolutely. Ashley, let's talk about they make you feel guilty when they're in the wrong.
It's like reverse psychology. It's like it's a way to avoid the apology.
Mm-hmm.
The I went through your phone and you were cheating, and I'm approaching you about the cheating, and you go, well, you shouldn't have went through my phone. It's those. It is. It's the guilt trip. But don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty and like you're in the wrong for something you know they're in the wrong for. Don't let them do the mind trick thing.
And I think, Aisha said it best earlier when we were talking about manipulation, right? Because that is a huge part of it. A lot of times they turn things around. So in your logical mind, you're asking them like, but I saw you text that girl. And it's like, well, you wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't been in my phone.
Exactly.
And now the whole argument completely switched from, it's like, and this is going to sound crazy, but you'll understand it if it's happened to you. They make you doubt they make you doubt what you're seeing is true, right? Like, and that sounds crazy, but because the sky is blue.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a lot of times what happens is you get so jumbled up, you know what I mean? And then you start second guessing and you're like, well, maybe what they said is, you're right. I should have gone through your phone.
Right. And isn't it like reverse psychology? Like, you know it's their fault, and then they're like, wait, but is it your fault? Is it my fault? Should I have checked your phone? Maybe I should have just left it alone if it's not what I wanted to see. So I just feel like it's just a mind game that they're trying to play so that they can leave, the hot seat that they're essentially in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. So the next one, you never seem to get anything right when it comes to them. Alvaro.
If this is the situation, if you're in a relationship and they're making you feel like you're not doing anything right, that everything you do is wrong, then that person isn't letting you be secure in that relationship, feel secure. And I think that that's when you need to step in and let them know that it is enough. You are enough. You need to realize your self-worth. And if they don't see that, then that person is not right for you. And as much as it may hurt to leave them, you owe it to yourself to leave that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the comments, it's called gaslighting. Yeah, it's a real thing. And so we've got a couple comments. I also that you never seem to get anything right when it comes to them. There's a little bit of like, you guys are getting to know each other, so I understand that. But then when it gets to the point that no matter what you do, they have an issue with it, they got a problem with it. Like, now we're experiencing a different situation, and also how they handle the situations. And we are going to talk about red flags and things like that, because I know someone in the comments earlier said something. So in the comments, in schools, are there enough resources for students who go through dating violence?
I'll take the question. And I'll say that there definitely are resources in schools, but there isn't enough. I think that they should definitely let students know that they are there for us, that there's resources for us there. And I mean, one of the biggest problems is our counselors, the people we're supposed to go to, they're always busy because they're piled with all these different assignments to do in terms of academics. And so I think the school system definitely needs to look into being more open about this issue and letting people know that there are resources for them, that this issue, they shouldn't have to go through it, especially at this age.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. And honestly, at this point, even if you aren't sure what the resources are available at your school, talk to your bestie, talk to somebody knows how to, again, Gabby's got the helpline 240-898-1652. That's the helpline if you're feeling triggered. There's another one. Yes, my boyfriend says he is not sleeping around, but he is. When I question him, he shoves me or yells at me. Aisha.
Okay, so I feel like, well, the person is obviously guilty. I just feel like they're trying to, I don't know, turn it around, like make it like, I don't know, divert the attention a little bit, but then they're not really doing that because they're assaulting their partner. So I just feel like it's really toxic, you know, like there's no type of communication, a major red flag also, and it's just not healthy.
Ashley?
I think the first issue before we even get to the assault is the cheating. That's toxic. Having to question it, like, no, I saw it and end it. That way we don't even get to the assault. We don't get to the hitting or anything like that. There should be none of that. A healthy relationship doesn't involve a third party at all.
So someone in the chat said, y'all saying all of this, but don't know nothing. So because again, I never lie to you and I'm always keeping 100. I can't speak for everybody else here, but I have lived it, breathed it, and it's a real thing. So I do know it. And I know people say like, oh, it's easy for you on the radio, whoop, whoop, whoop. I didn't get here. I didn't just wake up and get here, right? Like I lived life. I've had crappy relationships. I've had abusive relationships. I've had to spend time by myself to figure out what made me happy. And I know not everybody wants to be alone. So there's a lot of things. I'm going to give you guys a couple gems, right? There's some things that you don't figure out until later in life. And that's, you need to figure out who you are and before you can be happy with someone else. I am not saying that you're going to be alone forever because that's not the case, right? But sometimes you got to figure out what makes you happy before you can be with someone, because if you don't know what makes you happy, they can't make you happy, right? So that's number one. Number two, I've had crappy relationships, still had to go to school and work and put on this happy face like ain't nothing going on in my life, and it's hard. And I'm telling you these things now because I want to save you the heartache. I want to save you the pain. You don't have to go through it. It's not you were born a woman, therefore it happens, or you were born a man and this happens. That's bull. Like, this doesn't have to happen. And that's why we do these things, so that we can talk about it. Sorry, comments crazy. Sorry. And I'm always keep it real with you. If you guys want to ask me anything, you can ask me anything. I am an open book. I own my flaws and my scars. It's not a badge of honor by any means. And people have been through far worse than I have. But the fact is, you shouldn't go through it, and I don't want you to go through it. All right, so I want to call, but he is always around. My mom let him move in. It's our culture. I want out, but he helps us. I want to run. Whoo, that's powerful. Who's Carlos?
You caught me halfway with my mouth open. I think I mean I know I sound like a broken record, and broken CD for some of you guys. It's love shouldn't hurt, period, point blank. Like it regardless of what that abuse looks like. And I think it's worth mentioning that abuse looks different. It doesn't always look the same for everyone. So whether that is someone that wants to spend time with you 24 hours a day, or someone that wants to be all up under your arm the whole time, or someone that wants to move in with your family and provide you with money. And like someone else said, sometimes by allowing them to be dependent on me as the abuser, or as that person who's the abuser, that's another way that they can control you. So it's all about control sometimes for those abusers. How can they control you? And sometimes I guess in this case, speak to your parents or speak to whoever the adult is in that household and say, this is how I feel. And again, speak up. It's about letting someone know how you feel.
And if you need additional resources, our helpline is 240-898-1652. You said something, Carlos, abuse looks different. And I want us to tell you guys something, right? So when I was getting out of my very crappy relationship, and it took time, but when I was doing it, I didn't realize that I was being emotionally abused. We don't really talk about emotional abuse, right? We generally talk about physical violence and things like that, right? And so it wasn't until we were getting out of it, my best friend, who's smart and doctor, whatever, she literally was like, you are exhibiting the textbook signs of emotional abuse. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what emotional abuse is. And I'll be damned if I didn't look up on the thing and like check marks. And I didn't. It was so scary, and it was so enlightening at the same time, I think, for lack of a better way to say it. Because we don't talk about emotional abuse, but it's a very real thing. Okay, I have another one. Sorry. I like having normal sex. Wait, I missed one. Sorry. Oh, this is obviously for older ears. We'll get back to that one. I've seen my sister and her boyfriend play fight, and he gives her big hickeys on her face, even though she doesn't like it. Aisha.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to pass it on to Ashley.
I like how you did that.
That was real smooth. It's an assault. I hate to tell it. It's an assault. Any kind of unwanted physical contact is an assault. So I hate to remind you guys, maximum sentence is 10 years in Maryland. It's an assault, even something as minor as that. And somebody says, don't do it, I don't like it. No, don't do it.
Wow.
Even if you find it funny.
Okay, so this one's a little bit older. So if you're a little bit younger, put your earmuffs on. I like having normal sex, but he makes me do, I don't know if I can say the word, but in the other place. Please don't say my name. I don't even know your name. It doesn't even pop up. I want to hurt him sometimes like he hurts me. This is heavy. Ashley, I'm gonna let you take that.
You got to get out. Don't. My parents and have always, and it's like one of my mom's sayings, don't, what is it? You are drinking the poison, waiting on them to die or waiting for them to hurt.
Ooh.
Try to give them back what they give you. Get out. Happiness is the best form of making them hurt. You go be happy. Don't, I'm going to do to you what you do to me. Because now y'all are both just like, and I promise you guys, a lot of times your abusers, you can't do it to them. They're unbothered. They don't care. So don't think it's going to be an equal. If I do this, you'll feel this way. They won't.
You know, it's funny because I recall feeling like that too. Like, you know, you cheated on me. I want to hurt you. And I mean, I didn't, but they'd have been like, psh, and it probably would have caused another situation. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, you want to see the revenge enacted in the other person. It don't happen,
Nope.
Unfortunately. So real quick, I did want to shout out our other partner, the Prince George's County Circuit Court. Another comment though, every time I try to speak my mind on something that bothers me, it's flipped over and switched around on me, and I start to feel bad for feeling what I felt. Take it away, anyone.
No. And this goes into like number 8, where they try to make you feel guilty. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't give them the satisfaction to know that you're being affected. At that point, stand up for yourself and let them know that they're in the wrong, because you shouldn't be feeling any type of way other than loved and appreciated in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to the same way you have a conversation when you're first getting to know each other, of what you like, what's your favorite color, or who else you follow on Instagram, all those stuff that the rosy stuff that you talk about when you're getting to know each other. It's worth also expressing yourself and saying, you know what, I don't like this, or this is something that I've experienced before and I'm not looking to for that. So again, speak up so that when and if a situation should come up, most of the time, especially myself, I will say I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes when something is happening in that moment, I may tend to maybe overspeak or take stuff into the next level when it shouldn't. So one advice that I've put into my own life is just maybe wait till the next day, once things are a little calmed down, and maybe once your emotions may not be as involved, and express yourself. Let them know exactly how that moment or that situation or whatever they asked you to do made you feel. And then again, if it happens again, that's when kind of the things we said before, you're going into a place where they don't care about your feelings. Right. And at that point, you're in an abusive relationship. And like Ashley said, it's time to get out.
Yeah, and somebody in the comments said that they called the number and no one answered. Let me make sure that you have the correct number. It's 240-898-1652. Also, I wanted to say, and this is one of those things that we kind of dance over, but when you're in an abusive situation, and again, not all abusive situation is the same, right? But sometimes, depending upon how bad the abuse is, you can't just get up and leave, right? Like that's not safe for you to do. And that's a really real thing. And I want you to text the number or call the number 240-898-1652. Again, when I mentioned earlier about being strategic in how you move, I don't know your partner, right? And depending upon what kind of level of abuse you're experiencing, you might not just be like, I'm out. Like that can cause different problems, but I want you to have the resources that you need so that you can figure out how to safely remove yourself from that situation. Here's the other thing that people don't always talk about. When you're getting on the other side of that violent or abusive or whatever it is, you have to heal and you have to allow yourself time to heal. Don't just jump right back into something new, because what I experienced is that things that the new person does can be a trigger for you that you aren't even aware are triggers for you because you didn't process, you didn't deal. So I just, wanted to keep it 100 with you guys, but I know we have to keep things moving. I promise I can talk to you guys all night. Project show.
I said it earlier. I had on all black and got high. I just got hotter since then. This is definitely important dialogue, and again, it's always a pleasure to be a part of this event because these are conversations that need to happen. These are conversations that are needed, especially for the teen or youth, because these type things happen not just at an older age, but at a younger age as well. So again, shout out to everyone for being here at this event. We are starting to wrap up and coming to an end, but before we come to an end, a couple of things. One, we want you to text your final thoughts and your comments to join the conversation. Make sure you are texting Teen Summit 685 to 22333. Again, that's text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. Okay? And when we come back, we'll hear some more from our panelists and Deja. But before we do that, we're going to hear remarks by Brandon Mcgee. And before we even get to that, we are going to have a dance group come and kill it. I told you the artist is going crazy tonight. Dance group going by the name of Clash. Let's rock out.
Heart broke so deep it broke into a melody like this. My heart is breaking. My heart is aching.
Ay, ay. She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard. She can't take the pain, she can't get scarred. She hurt anyone that gets involved. Don't wanna commit, but take it this far. She gon' do the race, just not this one. Love is a game you used to cheer for. When I was down to talk, you weren't here for. You, woo, woo, woo. Leave a trail of heartbreak and heartache like it cool. I guess way too late is convenient for you. The dirt you left don't turn into dust, it don't move. It's still waiting for you.
Hi, caught me mid-drink. How you doing? I was a little thirsty. All righty.
No. Clash was out there killing. Yeah, I mean, Clash. I was back here. Ooh, look at me. Right. I'm like Clash now.
I'm jealous.
But no. Again, this night is remarkable. Again, thank you all for everyone who's here. We are now going to have some closing remarks by Mr. Brandon Mcgee. Is the area specialist for the MNC PPC Central Area. Again, Mr. Brandon Mcgee.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for our 8th year hosting the No Excuse for Dating Abuse Teen Summit event. We're thrilled to be able to host this program each year to help connect you with resources and information that could potentially benefit or even save a friend, a family member, or possibly yourself. We wouldn't be here without the help and support from our executive leadership team and partner groups. I'd like to take just a moment to recognize our leadership team. Chairman of the Prince George's County Planning Board, Ms. Elizabeth Hewlett, Department of Parks and Recreation Director, Mr. Bill Tyler, and Acting Deputy Director of Area Operations, Ms. Wanda Ramos. Additionally, we continue to build this event and offer outside resources because of our fantastic partners and partner agencies. We additionally want to recognize and thank Prince George's County Executive, Angela Alsobrooks, State's Attorney, Aisha Braveboy, the Honorable Sheila Tillerson Adams from the Circuit Court for Prince George's County, the Honorable Peter Killough from the Circuit Court for Prince George's County, the Prince George's County Department of Family Services, and finally, the Prince George's County Office of Community Relations. This past year has presented us with many challenges. Some challenges have been met head on, and others are still being worked on today. But through these struggles, in times of uncertainty, we've learned more about ourselves, our friends, our family, our neighbors, and those in the greater community around us. We rely on each other to persevere and become stronger together. We encounter many different people and engage in many experiences each day. With each person and experience, we only see or participate in a small portion of another individual's existence, and they a small part of ours. There's an ocean around us, and we're only dipping a toe in the water. Dating abuse is a hard subject to talk about, and one that's not often brought up with friends or family. This is an area that's floating just below the surface, only occasionally breaking through to be seen or recognized. The social stigmas attached to dating abuse and domestic violence are often those of shame and guilt. But each time that someone is strong enough to reach out for help or reach out and help someone else, we bring the issue to light and begin weakening its hold on us individually and in our community. It's important to learn and develop the tools needed to discuss this subject in an open way and not hide from it in fear. Each of us is writing our own story every moment of every day, and each decision to act or to not act, to interact or keep ourselves hidden behind our cell phone connects our story to another person. Take your moments and use them. We hope that you gained some valuable information tonight and encourage you to share what you've learned here. On behalf of the Department of Parks and Recreation, thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events.
Yes, so much going on. I know we're getting ready to wrap things up, but I promised you guys we were going to talk about red flags. So I did want to, I have a few more comments for our panelists. I did want to remind you guys, you can text your comments to Teen Summit 685 to 22333. All right. So someone asked, I hear mention of these resources for victims. Are the resources for survivors the same? Ashley, I'm going to let you take that one.
It depends. So for me, so I work in the domestic violence special victims unit.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of my interactions with the victims are as they're going through it. So when I am seeing them, I'm sending them to my victim witness coordinator as it's happening.
Okay.
But I don't see why not. I don't see why we couldn't do the same thing. But a lot of times for my job, I just need you. It has to be going on right now for me to provide them with services.
Okay, so let's bring in Gabby because I know she's been our go-to person for the evening. Is there any? Are there any resources for the survivors?
Yes, there are a lot of resources for survivors. You all can reach out to our domestic violence hotline and we can provide you with those resources. Do they look similar to the victims, the resources for victims? It depends, but just reach out to our hotline. We can definitely get you all connected to those resources.
Which is 211, correct?
Okay, so you can call 211 or you can call 301-731-1203. That'll get you connected to a victim specialist right away.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Teen abuse should be talked about more and normalized. We shouldn't be scared to speak up. I am so grateful for you guys in these comments. Thank you so much for being open and honest. And honestly, like, I don't know who you are. It doesn't show a name at all. It's literally just your comment. So feel free to say whatever it is you want to talk about. Someone said, I feel like mentally I'm drained with my emotions, but I hide it for the satisfaction of others to keep them happy. But all in all, I'm not happy with myself. Carlos. You're muted.
I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Yeah. Again, love shouldn't hurt, and you said it briefly about how from my years, abuse evolves. So it may not always start the way that we're maybe picturing.
It never
love.
does. It never starts that way.
It's never going to start that way. It's always going to evolve. And it's worth, again, capturing those moments or remembering those moments as it's happening and making sure, again, you speak up because love should not hurt regardless of who it's coming from.
Ashley, I've got one that's probably for you. What will happen if you and your partner got into a fight and one of us got injured from the fight? What would happen?
It depends. So let's say you both got into a fight and you called 911 and the police officers showed up. The officers are going to do an investigation on who the aggressor was. If the officer can't figure out who the aggressor was and one of you has injuries and the other one doesn't, as far as if one of you has injuries and the other one doesn't, they're going to arrest the person without the injuries. Because in their mind, they're like, okay, we can't figure out, you have injuries, you don't. So you're the automatic aggressor. But if both of you have injuries, then they'll arrest you both. Because essentially you guys are both guilty of an assault. You both assaulted each other. Now there are remedies for that on my end on how to solve that, but they'll arrest you both. And then once we get the case in, it's my job to figure out who the aggressor is. And so once you guys get attorneys in, because now you're both the defendants and you both have these constitutional rights, I can't speak to you without an attorney. So I'm on an investigation path, like who did it, who didn't. And then say I can't figure it out, then we get into a place where I'm in the court dismissing a case because I don't know who the aggressor is and I don't want to go forward on a case where I'm unsure because I'm the state, I'm the prosecutor. I need to know what's going on before I decide to prosecute somebody.
So I was trying to see if I could get Gabby to come back on so that we can get her the hotline number and the other number, because someone is asking if we can call Gabby offline when we are alone.
So even if I'm not available, our number is 24 hours, the hotline that I have. And so we also have a chat line. So if you are not able to speak, or maybe you're not comfortable with talking on the phone, maybe you can just chat in with us. So we have two services. We have the 24-hour domestic violence hotline, and there's a victim specialist available to speak with you at any time. We also have our chat line at our website, which is ccsimd.org. I'm not sure if we have that up and available, but I can see if I can put it in the chat somewhere. But it's you can just chat in with a victim specialist as well. Okay. So we have those two options.
Thank you so much, Gabby. So I've got more. And then, that's a great question. Is there a Spanish line?
So we have bilingual counselors that are available. And if not, we always have the language line. So we are able to assist anyone that speaks any language.
Great. Okay. I know we have a couple more and then we have to get into red flags, but my boyfriend is showing nudes. Thank you, Gabby. My boyfriend is showing nudes of me and he recorded me providing oral and shared it. I'm glad we're not in school. I'm embarrassed and hurt. Aisha.
Okay. So honestly, if you're still in that relationship, no. If you can't feel secure with being intimate and trusting your partner to keep those videos or pictures of you, that relationship is toxic. It is not healthy. It should not be continuing. Yeah. I'm
Gabby,
not
Gabby, I'm sorry. Ashley, I know that there are legal ramifications for that as well. Can we speak on that?
Yeah. So in the state of Maryland, it's called revenge porn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a max of 2 years in jail. And, I just want to say to young men and young women, stop sending your nudes and people stop recording people. I don't want anybody to think that if I send him a nude or if I send her a nude, she's not going to send it out. They send it out. I see your nudes, a complete stranger. If it gets into court, guess who sees your nudes? Me, whoever's sitting with me, if I'm training somebody, defense counsel, the judge, if we're in front of a jury, the bailiffs, the clerk, you have strangers. I'm telling you, I have seen so many nudes in this job. Stop sending them. Stop recording people. It's a crime. And if it gets to us, it's going to be prosecuted because it's unacceptable.
And here's the challenge with that, right? Because you're in love, you guys are happy, you're taking these nudes and you're doing it. But not everybody will do it, right? Not everybody will release them or show them to people, right? But you're taking a gamble. Like that's the scary part, right? I had a niece that went through it too. Like she, did some stuff and it's like, and I tell her all the time, like, better, you know what I mean? But we've all done stuff that we shouldn't have done. And I can't sit here and tell you that I'm perfect and I haven't done stuff I shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? But everything is not for everyone, I guess is the best way for me to say that to you. And as you continue to get to learn the person and know what their character is, you'll know. Like, honestly, I was with someone forever and he waited until the end of the relationship to tell me he wanted to, like, when we broke up, as he was mad at me because I walked away, then he wanted to release nudes and all sorts of other inappropriate things. They don't want to release it when y'all happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is vengeful. They want to hurt you. They want to get back at you. That's why they're doing it. So yes, you took the picture because you love him or you love her and you wanted to whatever. But when I almost cursed, when stuff turns, like, it's a different ballgame. So just please be careful. There's another one that says the way society reflects victims makes it hard to speak up. Court cases, therapy, it just seems like a lot. Alvaro.
Honestly, I think that society's views shouldn't be playing a part in your happiness. I think
But they
that
do. Let's be real. Like, have you seen Instagram? I mean, like, let's be real.
definitely. But I think that in an idealistic situation, those shouldn't be affecting you. And I think if you're in a relationship where you're actually getting hurt, that's when you should really stop caring about what society is going to be thinking about you, all the different court cases, the trials you may be going through. And I would like to pass it to Attorney Ward to hear her perspective on that.
Ashley?
Society is hard on us. And honestly, you know, a lot of my victims don't want to be called victims because in their mind, I'm not a victim, especially if I did something to them in return. It doesn't call you a victim. That is completely fine. But society is going to judge you without you being a victim, with you getting help, with you not getting help. So you might as well care for you. Like, it's self-love first. Like you said, Deja, before you can love somebody, love you, love on you, communicate with you. Don't worry about society. Society is going to be there judging us. It's been judging us since the dawn of time. They judge Jesus. So.
Which is really easy to say, right? Like, I understand that, especially with, you know, IG, TikTok, like all these things that are available to you. Everyone's got a comment and they're judging and things like that. It's not easy. So whatever it is, like, you got a smartphone, you can Google how to not be affected by whatever the same way I can, you know what I mean? And try to find information that's available that works for you. So I know we have to wrap up, but I promised we would talk about these red flags. I would like to go around and kind of get what your red flags are. And you guys can give me your red flags in the chat as well. Teen Summit 685 to 22333. Carlos, we're going to start with you. What is a red flag? A red flag that there is signs that you need to be worried about in a relationship?
I think again, even it's so important to go through that dating phase. I think because in that dating phase, it is your chance to get to know that person, and again, your chance to also, as the other half of that relationship, to speak up and say what it is that you're into, what you'd like, the type of person that you're looking for, and stand up. Because in that moment, someone who's not interested or someone who is an abusive person will let it be known early on. And again, like as I said, it's not always going to be a black eye that can be considered abuse. Just pay attention to those small little things because, as we mentioned, it evolves, and it's a matter of catching it early so that you don't put yourself in a situation where you were not put in a situation, where you're being abused.
Alvaro?
I would say a lack of trust is definitely a red flag for a relationship. I think that, say you go into the room and they're going through your phone without you even knowing, I think that is a major red flag that needs to be addressed in that relationship.
Aisha?
Okay, so the red flags for me start in the talking phase, mainly because that's as far as I've ever gotten in a relationship, but that's besides the point.
Kudos to you for walking away when you needed to. Go ahead.
So like it honestly depends on how the person responds to your messages, like for me at least. So like if you're at a point where you want to release some emotional things, or you want to let the person in deeper and they don't respond how you want them to respond, or they're just like, oh, thanks for sharing that, and then they switch the topic, that's a red flag, because that just shows that they don't know how to handle most emotional, conversations, or they may not know how to console you and, how do I say it? Like, deal with mental health, basically, because that's a major part in the relationship. Just dealing with mental health and prioritizing yourself and while you're in that relationship.
Absolutely. Ashley?
I think a big red flag is just selfishness. I think if you're selfish, you're going to be a bad communicator because you're not going to listen to nobody. Selfish, I don't care about your feelings because it's all about me. It's selfish. It's just like an umbrella for everything. Everything falls underneath being selfish. You can't get around it.
So in the comments, there's not willing to give you space when they get jealous easy. For me, I guess I'm kind of like Aisha. Like, I've got a lot of red flags. It's a real thing. I don't even know where to start. I think the first thing I will tell you is your gut. I know we tend to, like, as they say, they call it women's intuition. We all have it, right? Everybody has intuition. But sometimes we tend to ignore it because, oh, he look cute, or she this, she that, whatever. Don't ignore it because it's real. Wait, there's another one. Having the habit of doing things you don't like and always apologizing. Okay, so my dad used to always say, don't be sorry, be careful, right? And the first time when you guys are getting to know each other, like, that's cute or whatever, he didn't know, she didn't know, okay. But when I tell you that I don't like this and you purposely keep doing it, that's a problem. That's like a whole problem for me. All right, so there are a gazillion red flags. You guys can get these information. Thank you so much for everything. We have one more comment before we get up out of here. If you're in a relationship and your partner is stealing money from you, what could you do to get it back? Ashley?
You can sue them civilly or file theft charges in Maryland. In Maryland, we have the commissioner's office, which is basically you as a citizen have the right to go file charges against anybody in the state of Maryland. And if they're found guilty, we can get restitution, or even if they're not found guilty, we can set up a plea or something where we can resolve it to get you back your money. So civil remedies and criminal remedies.
Okay. You know what, Project MC, I did not ask you. Do you have red flags?
Honestly, you literally took, so when I was talking, the red flag you said was actually what I was going to say. However, if you have to tell someone more than once how something makes you uncomfortable, how you don't like to be treated in this way or have whatever it is done to you, if you have to tell them more than once, that's a problem. Because if they really respect and care for you, they would, as soon as you tell them stop, they would stop then and there. So yeah, if that happens, that is definitely, I've seen that red flag in my relationships. That is definitely a big red flag.
And let me be clear about a couple of things. Because you see a red flag, it doesn't necessarily mean I can't deal with you anymore. Like, oop, you had a red flag, I'm done, right? You can give people the opportunity to show you who they are. But that doesn't, I don't say that as a blanket to take a bunch of crap from people, right? Like, you're still in the getting to know you phase, but understand, keep that in the back of your mind. Like, I didn't like that. Okay, we'll revisit that. I didn't like it. And if you get too many of these, I didn't like it, I'm just saying you should walk away. That's just my opinion. All right, so we have lots going on. I know I am supposed to thank you guys, the panelists, for everything. I don't want any of you guys to go away. We still have more of the show. Wait, isolating from family and friends. I know I sound like I have ADHD and I do not. It's just I have 70,000 things going on around here. Just bear with me. So I know I want to thank you guys so much. Everybody in the comments, I want to thank Alvaro, Aisha, Carlos, Ashley. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you guys so much for your open, honest communication. I'm going to give everyone a second to throw out their Instagram or whatever handles because, we on a public platform. Go ahead and do what you do. Carlos, how can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram or all of social media at Loso Marks. That's LOSSOMARX.
All right, Alvaro.
You can follow me on Instagram at alvaro.saron-rees.
Aisha?
You can follow me on Instagram at DIORXISHAA.
All right, Ashley.
And you can follow me on Instagram at _Ashcash, ASHKAASSHH.
So we are not done. I still got a little bit more for you, but I just want to make sure I said thanks to everybody. I want to bring on someone who shares my name. That means it's good. Just saying. But we've got Deja, who's going to close us out. It's been a long night, y'all. With a piece entitled Proverbs 31. Deja, take it away.
Hello, you guys. So, like Deja said, my poem is called Proverbs 31. I never needed a man to tell me I was beautiful. My mom, in all her confidence, always was the proof of it. When I became a young woman, built to me a checklist. The woman I've always admired it. Proverbs 31. My mama never needed jewels or pearls to bling. Her smile, despite my disobedience at times, shined like the sun. Growing the knowledge of what unconditional love is within me. Even when a man did her harm, she has forever all my life been good to me. She also, he gave her the gifts heaven sent, wrapped in pretty bows. My fondest memories of her embroidering my God-given glory with barrettes by those willing hands of a mother. Always reaping and never expecting to sew them hair clips or anything back from her toddlers. Even through the shifts and brokenness, the toss and turns of her spirit, battling with hurt still, in her home, she always managed to make it more than work. Daily, her fingers woven together that blanket of nurture, just to go further and plant the flax seed of self-love. Self-love to me has always been God's love. When that man closed his ears, she bellowed on her knees to the Lord. My mom, the connection between the destruction of man and the Son of Man. Christ taught me that even when my father wasn't what I at times thought he should be, Dad was still love. Dad is my origin, and he still had my God's breath in his lungs. Divine creatures men are that they are the first image of our maker, yet the enemy perverts their integrity, their desires becoming unrecognizable to their God-given purpose. Self-love was my mom keeping my lamp lit. She has always been honest and real, but never convinced me to believe that the paternal part of me was less valuable than what she had passed on. She clothed my mind in scarlet. Forgiveness and humility may not have always been easy for her, no. But she didn't let me wallow and ride along with it. Even though she always loves watching good times, it was her Bible that told her to always walk above the water. She may not have had her daughter's father protecting the gates of her dignity, but her prayers walked us mightily through snowstorms. Wise is she to teach me that life's blizzards were to be walked through without a blindfold, black box with God's peace and wisdom. I could outsmart the battle with my patience and peace. How perplexed the devil might have been when I walked through looking pretty and sitting still, even through it all, in God's utter rest. How God's lambs, yet we still sit and look pretty, complete and utter rest under her direction. We kept the faith, being faithful that God's increase would come, always watchful for signs of the white turtle dove, the symbol saying, blessed will I be when the tempest is gone. Self-love is knowing that charm ain't always to be believed, that a nice smile is never exempt to be a red flag of deceit. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18 says the spirit is true. Blessed is my mom, blessed be my dad, that the fruit of their hands produce the kind of self-love that has me rooted in all things that strengthen a woman who's under the will of God's plan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yo. Listen. Y'all don't know. Okay, this is the homie right there, Deja. Deja and Deja, both the homies, but Deja Epps, man, came with the fire. Yeah, I mean, it's Deja. I've had fun tonight. Have y'all had fun tonight?
Bruh. It has been so much. It's been a lot. It's been a little heavy at times, but I'm so impressed with all of our entertainers and our poets and our singers. Fire.
It's been an incredible night. Like you said, it's been heavy. It's been lighthearted, filled with entertainment. It's been a mix of everything. But before we go, we got to give the special thanks to the Dialect PG as a whole. Okay, that is my org, Dialect Prince George's Poets. Shout out to the Youth Poet Ambassadors. Shout out to attorney Ashley Ward. Shout out to Carlos Flores, Neville Adams, and Patrick Washington. Thank you all if you contributed anything to this night tonight. We appreciate you being in attendance and making this event the great thing that it was tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, special thanks to our other partner, the Prince George's County Circuit Court, as well. So, you know, I can't thank you guys enough. It's hard to talk about some of this stuff, right? But I think it's super important. And what do you think is, Project MC, what do you think is one of the most important takeaways for someone this evening?
I think one of the most important takeaways would be to know that resources are at your disposal, and that never be afraid to ask for help, to seek help wherever you may be able to find it. Again, we've been dropping in endless things for resources, and you want to join conversations, who to text, who to call. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because this whole event is dedicated to helping you all, to helping whoever may need it. So just don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right. And real quick, shout out to MNC PPC Extreme Teens. We couldn't do that without them as well. And I also wanted to ask you guys, I know this was a little different than we normally do it. We normally do it in person, COVID. But if you enjoyed tonight, if you guys learned something, please share it with someone. And again, I don't know how to say this any other way, right? So I'm just going to say it. You're not alone. Part of the abuse and part of this stuff is to make you feel isolated. But I want to be very clear with you. You're not aware of it when it's happening, right? Like, people are always like, why don't you leave? Woo, woo, woo. It's so easy. It's not easy. There are feelings involved. There are emotions involved. It's not easy. And what some of the things that I'm asking you to do are not easy, but I'm telling you, because you matter, you are worth it. And you, not to be all churchy, but you were created for a purpose, and the purpose was not to be abused by someone else. You are destined for greatness, for whatever God blessed you to do. You were put on this earth to do it, and not at the hands of an abuser. So if you know someone, if you yourself are going through it, please get help. Please seek help. I personally am on the other side of it. And that's why I think this is so important to me, because I don't want you to go through it if you don't have to, and you don't have to. So learn from my mistakes, learn from, it's not even a mistake, but you know what I mean? Learn through what we've all been through. Ask for help. Please get help. If you see something, say something. Like, your friend matters. You don't want your best friend killed by her girlfriend or her boyfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? All of this can be avoided. So please get the help. We have the resources. We're going to put up a slide, I believe, at the end that's going to have a bunch of resources for you. Again, you can continue to call the helpline, 240-898-1652. That's the helpline if you need emergent care. Also, text Teen Summit 685 to 22333. The slide is going to be up at the end, so I can get you guys all the resources available to you. Thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you for your transparency, and I am honored to be a part of it. And I hopefully will be here next year so that we can do it again, hopefully in real life, in person. Not me.
And before we even go, shout out to the host, Deja Perez, man, came through as always every year. It's an honor to be here with you, Ms. Perez.
Bless your heart. And of course, Carlotta, thank you for even including us, and everyone, all of our panelists, you guys, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen. Because promise you, like, this wasn't supposed to be wholly virtual, but then we had COVID and we had weather. And so the stuff that happened behind the scenes to pull this off has been amazeballs. Let me just tell you. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a great time. We'll do it again next year. Please be safe, and bye.
Have a good evening, you all. Signing out.